I saw a TikTok video the other day. A guy was fuming. His SAMRO statement came in and he got R1.17. 1 rand. And the comment section was brutal. Rather register with SAMRO. SAMRO is corrupt. See why I don't bother registering? Only one person tried to defend it and even they got shut down. But here's the thing. That 1 rand payout, it's not proof SAMRO is broken. It's proof the system is working. You just don't understand how it works yet. So let me break it down. The first thing to take note of is that SAMRO doesn't make music valuable. Usage on that music makes the music valuable. You can register 1,000 songs. If no one plays them on TV or radio or in public spaces, you'll earn nothing. SAMRO doesn't pay you for just existing. They pay you for airplay. And they pay you in structured cycles based on usage logs and cue sheets submitted by broadcasters and venues. So if you're earning R1.17, that's likely from one tiny cue from a TV show or background music placed on a small radio station or a single performance at a venue with poor reporting. Not because SAMRO stole your money. People like drama. They don't want to take accountability, accept and figure out why their track paid next to nothing. But because the usage was microscopic and you're looking at one slice of a much bigger cycle, obviously that's going to happen. But again, people would rather take to social media and put someone on blast without any information. Just a statement saying that they got 1 rand. There's a lot more to unpack here. Let's add some context. In 2024, SAMRO paid out 429 million rand in royalties. So someone is getting paid. A lot of people actually. But the people who earn consistently, they submit cue sheets, they work with sync publishers, they get broadcast payments, or they perform often in licensed venues. It's not by luck. It's leverage plus consistency. Now people will hear that and shout corruption or embezzlement because they like drama. Calm down, it's not that deep. The next thing to take note of is that your R1.17 doesn't mean nothing is happening. It might be your first breadcrumb. I still remember my first payout. It was tiny. It confused me. I didn't understand it. I almost laughed it off. But I kept producing, I kept submitting, I kept stacking my catalog. Fast forward, I now get royalty statements with real value because I understand how the pipeline works. Just understand. Take a moment to learn instead of feeding into a narrative you heard from your favorite artist on social media. I'll tell you something, your favorite artist doesn't know how the system works. Sure, they're benefiting from it, but show me an artist making money and I'll show you a gap where they're leaving money on the table. It's always the case, I promise you. Now, I know some people will say things like, okay, but SAMRO or DistroKid pays better. Here's the catch. SAMRO and SAMRO pay for different rights. SAMRO pays composers and authors for the composition. SAMRO pays performers and labels for the recording. So unless you perform the song and it was broadcast or streamed, you won't get a SAMRO payout either. DistroKid is a distributor, and if you only use them, you're definitely missing out on a portion of royalties. These are all parallel systems, they're not rivals. But if you don't learn what each system does, you won't know. And if you're an artist who, say, writes music, produces and records, performs the song and releases it to platforms, then you should be registered with SAMRO, Capasso, and SAMRO. That's the full triangle. And then from there we can talk about things like having a distributor, going on Song Trust, Sound Exchange, etc. I get it, the frustration is valid. When people see things like this, it's instantly seen as just corruption. Because in South Africa, that's generally the go-to reason for large sums of money going to other places that we didn't think where they were supposed to go. But what frustrates most people isn't the amount, it's the lack of understanding. The industry doesn't educate well. The CMOs don't engage, they don't. SAMRO isn't good at talking to its members outside of the workshops like here online, unless it's for a death of a musician or some initiative that they're trying to publicize. This is a massive issue that I still have with them to this day. They're not perfect, not by a long stretch. Also, social media is full of people shouting, not explaining. And when one person shouts loud enough, misery finds company very quickly. So if you're angry, that's fair. But before you give up on royalties, ask, did I register properly? Did I submit cue sheets? Was my song actually used somewhere SAMRO monitors? Should I register with another PRO other than SAMRO? That's also an option. You don't have to be a SAMRO member. There are many companies out there. They're just the biggest and easiest organization to join in South Africa. Am I registered with the right CMOs based on my role? Because R1.17 isn't an insult, it's a signal that money was paid and there's a pathway to earning more. Now you have to just build on that signal, right? So if this helped, check out my playlist where I break down how to read a royalty statement, how SAMRO actually tracks usage, and why your first payout might take up to 18 months. We're not building hype here. We're building careers that earn money. Peace.